So I have come up with a sort of artist glow up. I'm calling it the Artist Glow Up Challenge. The Artist Glow Up Challenge. I originally called it the Artist Glow Up course, like a class, because I kind of made up as if basically, like when you're a kid, I don't know what I just inhaled. Jesus. Ooh. Well, I was just choking. Okay, so the Artist Glow Up Challenge. It's something that I made up. We're going to do it if anybody is a creative person, an artist or whatever, and you work a 9 to 5 or you don't feel like you're really immersed in the art world that you want to be. I definitely am not. I didn't end up going to art school like I thought, and I have all these projects that I always want to do, but I'm not the best at productivity. You know, I am pretty good at productivity for the most part, but I'm not good at keeping up with long-term goals and big projects, I would say. So I came up with this Artist Glow Up, like this course, like a schedule to create your own curriculum basically over the course of the spring, summer, and fall. So we're going April to like through October. I'm thinking sometime into November. You can stop at Halloween or whenever, but if anybody wants to do this, I'm posting about it on YouTube as well. I posted about it on TikTok. Now I'm posting it on YouTube, and I'm going to document this for myself. It's basically like if you have a project you want to get done, or you have a skill that you want to develop, or a craft that you want to learn about or focus on or really dive into or get back to, if you've had a craft or project that you've worked on, or you have a certain skill set that you have already tried to develop but you just want to get back to it, refocus, and really give yourself this time during the year of 2024 to feel like you've accomplished something by the end of the year. It's just something that I thought of to get myself refocused and dive into my creativity again and have a glow up as an artist, especially when I feel like I'm not an artist or I'm losing my artistic personality or whatever it is because I'm growing up and this and that. So that's what this is, and this is a video of me explaining it. I can put like pictures, screenshots here of different like bullet points. I can also put stuff in the description below of basically the plan, what this is, just a quick rundown as I just explained, but I'll put some bullet points there of the concept and why I thought of this. Like rediscovering your inner artist, all of that stuff, finding your artistic voice. And also it's a time to explore things and play around, do some imitations of other artists that you admire. And it's not all just visual art. This can be anything you want to do. It's fully up to you. It's like, what is it? Play your own, I don't know what the term is, but so you can, it's like your own thing, your own pick and choose of your own curriculum. You create your curriculum, you create your goals. It's all you. I'm just saying we're going to do it together in our own ways. I think my goal is to complete an EP by the end of the year, or by the end of this course, by the end of October. I want to actually make my EP. I think I'm going to do all new music. I'm not going to use the music that I've already released. It's been too long now since I made those songs, and I think I want to do a fresh new project. And I almost gave up on doing an EP completely. I wasn't going to do it. I kind of thought maybe never mind, or maybe it's not the right time for me to do music, or maybe in the future I'll try again. But I think that I just want to push myself to get an EP done and actually make it happen. So that's going to be my project for the year. And then other than that, I'm just going to dive into my creative identity or whatever and try to explore my inner artist or whatever that is. So that's kind of what we're doing. So whatever your project is, whether it's filmmaking, drawing, painting, scrapbooking, even something so simple, like you don't have to be an artist, fancy, big deal, whatever. And you don't have to have experience in fine arts and art history or anything. It's just whatever you want to do. Writing, anything, literally anything. So that's what this is. And you can do what you want to do, but it's just making your own curriculum. And so the schedule, the plan is we're starting the first week of April. So whatever you have to do to prepare before, that's like about a week and a half away. I didn't give you a lot of time to prepare, but I've got I did like a 2-week summer prep course I came up with, which I'll also put that here. 2-week summer prep course. I'm calling it the summer prep course because it's like when you're a kid and it's summer before the fall season, before school starts back up again, and you have that little bit, the weeks leading up to school when your parents take you to get your supplies and all of that and get prepared for class. And it's like, okay, kids, stop staying up so late. You got to get ready for school, get prepared mentally, emotionally, whatever you need to do to prepare. And so I'm doing a 2-week prep course because I think if I give people a month and I give myself a month, then I will procrastinate the whole thing and I'm not going to get fully prepared. So I did 2 weeks and I put the bullet points here that you can kind of see. And then I can also put it in the description. Kind of, it's just like whatever you want to do to prepare, whatever your idea is for your project and your goal, what do you need to do to prepare? And I know a lot of us have very busy schedules. I work like a 9 to 5. I don't have a lot of time. So it's going to be a challenge for me to create my curriculum and get the readings done, because I think I've created a reading list as well that we can do for this class, about 2, maybe 3 books that are going to be the textbooks, which I'll explain. But besides that, if you are a reader and you'd like to read other things, I will also tell you some ideas for that. But I want to treat this like a real class. Like if you are a part-time student or something and you're really taking an official class, and it's definitely going to be hard to balance the class and your regular life. And I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I think if I set it up this way, that I'm taking a class, I'm dedicated to this thing over the next few months or the rest of the year, I need to take that time to focus on myself and not treat it as just like, oh, it's just a hobby, or it's just a maybe someday I'll get to it. Like I want to take this seriously. And so that's why I've created a course, a class or whatever. So the prep course, about 2 weeks, because we start April 1st. So if you want to source your materials, whatever you've got to do, want to buy the textbooks, if you're going to be taking part in the reading, or maybe doing a book club type of thing, if you're going to participate in the reading for the class, then you might want to get your textbooks. They're not actual textbooks, but they're books. Plan for the class, set your intentions. You need to set your intentions. What are your goals? What are you looking for with this class or whatever, this journey experience? What are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? So I'll talk about that in a second. Get your life relatively in order. You don't have to make your life completely in order, because it'll never be in order, and you can't let that hold you back from being creative and getting your work done or whatever you need to do and progressing in life. Like it's never going to be in order. It's always going to be somewhat a mess. You're always going to have things to do and stuff on your plate that you can't really juggle well, but you have to just keep being creative and try to follow your dreams and your goals despite the chaos of your life, because at the end of the day, you're always going to look back and know like that was crazy, but whatever you survived, it matters more what you were able to do that you wanted to do. So try to get your life sort of in order, but like don't stress it too much. It's just like kind of whatever you can do to get prepared. Whether it's like cleaning out your phone storage, cleaning your room a bit, adjusting your sleep schedule, like just things that are going to help you to be more productive or focus better on your creative goal. And that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, maybe cutting back on like binging TV shows, watching TikTok, whatever you usually do. I would say if you are currently watching a TV show, like get that done, finish it up if you can, or just completely put it on a pause when April hits, because we do not want to be hyper distracted. Like stop binging TV shows. If you want to be creative and you want to get stuff done, like I'm going to be so serious. Like we can't waste our time watching TV shows because it never ends, and there's always going to be a family member or a friend that's going to say, you should watch this TV show that just came out. It's like, that's never ending and just like mindless filling my brain with content that I don't really need. Like some of the best shows have already happened and we either watched them or we didn't, or we can watch them in the future. Like we need to not waste our time with that as much. I think YouTube, I will continue to watch YouTube because I feel like it does inspire me, motivate me, the people that I'm following. But you got to monitor how much content you're absorbing. And TikTok especially will like shut down your brain. So I upload on TikTok. I make videos on there and I do watch TikTok, but I'm trying to be more mindful about the amount of time I'm spending on TikTok because it really like drains my brain. And then I look up from the phone and I'm like, how do I even do anything? Like, how do I even get ready for bed right now? I can't think. So it's really bad. I would highly recommend in this prep 2 weeks, week and a half, try to cut back and then think about how, like, set up your goals and your time for, like, How are you going to prioritize your creative projects and your creative studies and practices over content online, stuff like that? Like, how are you going to prioritize this stuff? Just think about all these in the next week and a half, next 2 weeks. All right, so then the full schedule, like I said, April 1st, we want to start. And then I'm thinking if you want to create your own modules, like if you've ever taken online classes in college or anything like that, there's modules, or basically just create your structure. You're creating your curriculum, whether you want to break it up by week, month, or the seasons, because we're kind of doing spring, summer, and fall, April through October. You can break it up however you want, but I would say create your curriculum. I'm working on mine. I haven't even started actually, but I don't know how I'm going to break up my goals yet, but it's going to depend on your projects that you're working on and whatever achievements you want to have during the year. You got to structure it in your own way, but definitely come up with some structure, write it down, write a schedule, whether you want to take assessments for yourself or reach certain milestones per week or month or whatever. Like I said, by season, anything you want, but just create your curriculum and your schedule. And then I'm thinking the class will be done after Halloween. So whether it's Halloween Day or whatever, or sometime into November, depending on your projects. But I'm thinking we want to be done before the holidays so that when the holidays come, we can just relax and look back on the year and feel really accomplished. So that's the goal. It's a very long class. I keep doing this. It's a very long class, a very long project and challenge that we're doing to go through April to October. Very long. It's basically the summer and a little bit of buffer on the ends. But that's the goal. That's the time frame. We basically have the rest of the year to do these things, right? So plan for that. And then let me think. Let's talk about the intentions. So putting some bullet points there. Set your intentions. You can just look at, I just wrote down a couple of questions that you can think about just to spark your ideas, but you can create your own. Think to yourself. I would highly recommend during this time of hyper content, like input into our brains, when we have so much going in. And if you listen to the news, you listen to politics, whatever, I would highly recommend cutting back on that. Like zone out, like not zone out, tune out the world, like tune it out. I know there's like an election coming, I think, right this year. I've just not been paying attention to politics in the last half of a year, or maybe a whole year, basically, because I care more about other things at the moment. And I don't feel like, it's like that whole, we didn't start the fire, like it's just going to continue on, and people get so caught up in politics and world news. And it's just like, I know there's stuff happening, but I need to build my life. Like I'm in my 20s. I need to focus on myself. Okay. And my goals. And I think whatever I would like to do with my life or career or anything, I hope that it will be beneficial to the world or contribute something, even if it's a small scale thing. And that might be the best that I can do. I don't want to, like, I can't save the world. And I think it's just distracting. And it's definitely, like, there are a lot of people that that's what they do. But if you're a creative person, and maybe politics is involved in your creativity and your art making, so that's okay. And that's a part of your thing. But if it's not, and it's just a distraction, like, definitely consider what is distracting you in terms of media and all that. And try to cut back on that. Because of all this constant input, we're very distracted. What I've been doing is I've been putting on an ambiance playlist that I get on YouTube. Like, just search ambiance, pick something out, play that in the background, sit, light a candle, whatever, and just sit there and with an empty piece of paper if you want, or computer, phone, whatever, and think about your intentions. Think about who you want to be as an artist, where you want to end up at the end of the year. What are your ultimate goals, long-term, short-term, whatever? And do you feel like you've been progressing in them? What's been holding you back? What's been stopping you? What are your maybe fears that hold you back? Just really dive deep, whether it takes one night or multiple nights. Like, think about this stuff. Listen to the calming ambiance music and think about who you want to be and how you're going to get there. And then just kind of think about how this year, how this class, this challenge can be beneficial to you. So that's what I would say. Set your intentions for sure before we start April 1st. I keep saying it. And then finally, we got the textbooks. So there are 2 books that I kind of decided would be the textbooks, like the required readings, if you want to take part in this. Now, I'm such a slow reader that I might not even be able to do it. But if you want to, there are 2 books that I said are required readings, and they're like over there. And then besides, and I'll talk about it in just a second, I might add a third book, but for now it's 2. And then besides that, if you are a super reader and you want to read more and treat this really like a study time in 2024, I would recommend maybe do 1 to 2 fiction books of your choice that might inspire you, 1 biography or autobiography by an artist or creative role model, and then 1 book on a craft or an art history era that you want to specialize in or learn more about, stuff like that. Or even books that actually are guidebooks for whatever it is. Like, I think I need to learn, I'm going to try to learn piano and then might learn drums, but I need to take a class for that probably. But like a book that's like how to play piano, like practice books, things like that. Like, you're going to need to get that too for whatever it is that you're doing, because it could be music, it could be filmmaking, maybe you get a book on filmmaking, whatever it is. But those are the additional readings that you can do. For the textbooks, I chose these 2 books. I might throw in Atomic Habits. I haven't read that. I haven't read these either. But I know Atomic Habits might be good for people because you can learn about like how over time your practices can accumulate into something bigger. I don't know. Like, you know, that's what that book is about. I haven't read it though. So I might choose to throw that in for required readings, but I need to go to a bookstore maybe this weekend and think about it. I just don't want to pile on too much, but for sure I think we should do these. This book is The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I think it's kind of like a practice book. There's a practice book actually that's separate, but this is kind of like more of a self-help, spiritual type of vibes, I think, like dive into your inner artist type of book. And I haven't read it, but I've heard great things from other artists. I have heard some critiques or criticisms about these books, especially this one. So I'm kind of tentative about this one, but it is The Creative Act, A Way of Being by Rick Rubin. I don't really know if this is going to be helpful to everybody. And I think we just want to read these things and take them with a grain of salt and take from them what is actually beneficial to you and what feels helpful for you as an artist. Like, don't read these and think it's a full guidelines, like structured like guidebook for how you need to be as a creative person. Like, everybody has to find their own path with creativity, and that's what this year is about, what this class is about, figuring out your own inner creative person and your own ways of creating. It is not about copying completely. It is not about listening to how other people tell you how you need to be as an artist. But I think it could be interesting. We might find some insightful things in these books. So these are the 2 books. And then again, I might throw in Atomic Habits. But if anybody's read Atomic Habits and you want to let me know what you think, like, would it fit in with this, or is it not really gonna make sense for artists and creatives? I don't know. I think it would, but I haven't read it. So let me know your thoughts if I should throw that in. But that's pretty much it. So before I end this, let me just discuss. So I've been setting my intentions, trying to work on that. I'm going to try to create the reading schedule for these at some point, and then I will share that with you guys, and I will keep you updated. I will make videos here and there about this. Let me know if you want to participate. It's going to be a long class. I'm not the teacher of the class either. We're just all doing this together. It's like play your own, like, that's, I don't know what it is, like in video games, like where you're running the show, like it's your thing. So I'm not the teacher, but we're doing it together. The other thing that I'm doing to try to prepare for this is I'm trying to finish this freaking book that I've been reading for over a year, and I'm only here. Like, that is not good. I'm not even halfway done with the book, but I tried to break it up. I have 12 days before I start this class, so before April 1st. So if I could finish it before then, I need to read like 30 something pages per day. And I don't think that's actually possible for me, but I did try to break it down. But that's it. That's everything. And I know that was a huge dump of information, but I'll post more about it later. I just thought it could be good for us to do, or for me to do. And then if anybody else wants to do it as well, I think it could be cool. I posted about it on TikTok, and I'm going to post more frequently on TikTok, like every day. It's easy to post every day on TikTok. YouTube, it takes me a minute. So it's not going to be a video every day. It's going to be a few videos, maybe a week or something. I don't know. But that's everything. So I think I've got my project picked out. Think about what you want to do. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to participate. And if you have, like, share what you want to work on or your goals and your intentions, things like that. But that's it for now. And I will catch you in the next one, and I will keep you posted on everything. Good luck, but we're in it together. If you're gonna do it too, you should subscribe. And then we've got this whole year, basically, before the holidays. That's a lot of time, but when you lay it out, it's like, wait a second, like, how am I gonna do this in this amount of time? I think it can be done. So, and it's not about really you have to finish one thing, but it's just creating a structure for learning. It's learning and practicing and playing with creativity. That's what it really is. And getting refocused as an artist, like, that's what it is. It's not a big, there's not a big test at the end. Like, it's not that kind of class. It's just a study practice class. Totally for free unless you have to buy stuff. But it's just you and your plans and your curriculum that you set up. So that's it. I've got to go. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Yeah. Okay. Bye.